Hello, so I'm just trying to create, this is some larger beams here and some double connections. So I guess the problem I have is, let me just create a model view at joint box and give a name, I'll just call it double. Okay, and we'll have it looking down on the top. I'd like if that was a little bigger, so basically we have the problem on these jobs where oh, you know what, sorry, I'm inside in this other model view, that's why that one's not working. Sorry. So let's go to 2D wireframe. So we can see here I've created this connection. Now if they follow my piece details, when they get to the site, some fabricators will TC these bolts or tighten them in the shop. So then when they go to put the gun on this one, it's not going to work. So what we need to do is I need to explode these. So what I'll do is this connection is an 18-inch beam and this one is a 16 and this is an 18. So I usually select, when I do double connection, I select the main beam, then the one on the left, then the one on the right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this connection and just use the regular copy, and then I'll copy these across this way. But what I'll do is I'll pick this one first and that one to try and keep it the same. Alright, so what I'm going to do is now I'm going to work on this one. So let's do advanced joint properties, and we'll keep the first one I created for now. So this is the first one I created. So we can create another model view box. So we'll copy this from there to here. And you can see it's a copy. So rename double 2, we'll just call it. Alright. So let's activate that view. And let's look down on the top, and this is what we have. So there's my joint box. So let me get big enough so I can see it. I don't need to go all the way out, but I want to delete that. So I'm going to delete that. And you can see here's our connection. So go back to the top. So the 18-inch beam is here. Let me rotate this around so it's the right way for the project. Alright. So what I'll do is I'll probably just leave these two and I'll switch this one. So select these bolts and invert them. And select these bolts. These ones don't really matter because he's going to be putting these in sight anyway. So the guy will know, put them in that way. But at least now when I do the fabrication drawing for this, it'll show the bolts pointing this way. And this one, it'll show the bolts pointing that way. So the bolts should be the right direction. Now, I guess the next problem you have is copying that. So what you're going to want to do with that then is create a connection. So this is grid line 1, 2, 3, 4. So what we'll do is select these two and change the behavior, or the, we want to see the features, right? And then go here, the connection vault, and I want to create 3 beams. So select input beam here. So I want to do the main beam. And so that's the 3 beams. I guess this is kind of what we have, is it? Let's see. Double connection on the 4 line. So double 4, select the parts, and main, second, and third. Close that, and second and third. So yeah. So now come in here and go into this project, and let's select the main, secondary, and there is your connection. Allow object modification, and there you can see we have our bolts going around in a circle. I was an erector before, so I do understand the process. I'm sure it's pretty basic, but you know, you just kind of always put the bolts in around like that in a circle so you can get the gun on them. So we can get the gun on here and here and here and here. So there's your connection. And now that you've added that one, you should be able to copy this one using whichever you choose. I'll just choose this one. And you should be able to add them this way. Now that obviously doesn't look right. So there's something wrong with that. So probably best to just add them the other way, which I did with the first one. Let's try one more just to make sure it doesn't. Now I don't know if I picked the wrong beam there or something, but that was kind of weird. Yeah, so that's not working for some reason. I don't know why it's starting to default to the bottom of the beam there. These beams were all created the same way. So sometimes you will have issues like this for some reason. Let's see if it works here. No, again the same problem. So that's a little weird. So you can try create it again, or you can select all these elements, and let's go in here first and include those items, and then come in here and select all these. Now the problem is these will not then be connected together, but you can still copy them across. Alright, so there's the same connection. So I'll just probably copy them that way. I'm not too worried about it, to be honest with you. So it is a little disappointing when that doesn't work, but that's kind of the name of the game. So let me see. So that's where we're at. Let me just turn on the shaded. And there's your double connections with your bolts going around a circle. So we're good to fabricate and tighten the bolts in the shop, so that it would save the guys on the site having to break the bolts and redo it and put them back in, tighten them by hand. When the beam is in the air, then you have a guy working up there. So alright, hope that helps anyone else that's thinking of doing that. Alright, thank you.